Hello everyone, this is Prashanth. Let's continue with the last lecture in Internet of Things. Just we have completed in the last lecture. We controlling hardware devices like stepper motor, relays, analog to digital converter, digital to analog converters. What are the specifications? What are the features? What are the real-time applications? What are they going to by using that? Just what are the going to develop IoT projects like that we have discussed in the last class. So controlling of hardware devices like connecting LED, relays, buzzer, switching transistors, like that, just like that the hardware controlling devices. So now we move entering into the another topic, that is NETOPEER. This is one of the part of the communication protocols by using network YANG module. So with the help of YANG module, just we can describe the performance of NETOPEER in network. So here this is the just introduction points of NETOPEER here. It is a one protocol. NETOPEER network configuration is a protocol defined by IEFT, Internet Engineering task force to manage the network devices. Whatever the device connected in the network, that can be managed by the IETF, Internet Engineering Task Force. Like, it allows administrations to install, manipulate, delete the information of network devices such as routers, switches and firewalls. So this is the second specification of NETOPEER. Network configuration uses XML and as its data encoding format, and works over a secure transport, typically secured cell here, secure shell. So these are the some introduction points regarding the NETOPEER here. So the continuation of the NETOPEER system is an open source implementation of the network configuration protocol. Network configuration, conf stands for network configuration. Network configuration protocol intended for secure remote configuration and management of computer devices, systems and applications. So this is the introduction point of the first NETOPEER. Is the NETOPEER system is a open source implementation. Just you can download from any online. Just you can open source implement of the on the network configuration protocol intended for these three reasons: secure remote configuration and management computer devices and system application. So the NETOPEER is a set of network configuration tools built on the libnet configuration library. It allows operators to connect to their network configuration enabled devices, as well as developers to allow control their devices via network configuration protocol. So in one network, just we can do multiple things like that. Here same network configuration. So it is just to build on the library network configuration, and operators connect to the network enabled devices, as well as developers to allow the control their device via network configuration. And NETOPEER 2 is a major enough to be used as a replacement of the original NETOPEER tools. Therefore, the NETOPEER is more developed to neither maintain the devices. And with the experience from NETOPEER, we have moved our activities to work on next generation of this network configuration toolset based on the libyang, that is libyang library. So based on that working performance of the NETOPEER, just we move to the next generation of network configuration, just extension version of network configuration. Just we are going to develop with the help of network configuration. And so this is the just diagram, network diagram of the NETOPEER here. It is just associated with the network and network library network configuration. Listen thread, data thread, and RPC thread. So it is the accepted sockets. This is the listening sockets. So the main components of the network for is the NETOPEER CLI CLI and NETOPEER GUI graphical user interface. So this is the overall configuration from the database. This is the trans API by using WebSocket API or REST based API like that. So it is two. So one number of trans APIs connected depends on the application. So this is the block diagram of let's see one by one. NETOPEER CLI. So CLI interface allowing user to connect to a network configuration enabled device and to obtain the manipulate its configuration data. In order to manipulate the configuration of data, just we use the features of NETOPEER CLI. And next one, NETOPEER GUI. So here the Apache module with a web-based GUI allowing user to connect to a network configuration enabled device and to obtain and manipulate its configuration data from a graphical interface. So that is the second one. And trans API modules, very important. So here API stands for application programming interface. In order to interface the another API code to the our source code. So here NETOPEER projects provide several basic trans API modules that besides their functionality serves as example for writing the libnet configuration trans API modules. These modules are collected inside the trans API and directory. So these are the three main components under from the black diagram: NETOPEER CLI, NETOPEER GUI, and trans module, trans API module. So here just we about the Yang module, one of the platform to develop the network. So here Yang is yet another next generation. It stands for yet another next generation. The Yang stands for yet another next generation. Yet another next generation is a data modeling language providing a standardized way to model the operational and configuration data of a network device. So Yang being a language is being protocol independent, can then be converted into any encoding format, that is XML or JSON format. So this is the introduction point of Yang, yet another next generation Yang module. It is the data modeling language. Just you have to remember Yang is a data modeling language. These models are classified as either open or native based with the different groups working across each one. So this is the about next open models and native model. What are the open models? What are the native models? What are the specifications of these models? Are open models designed to be independent of the underlying platform and normalize the pre-vendor configuration of network devices. Yang models are developed by vendors and standard bodies such as the IETF, just ITU, open configuration, etc. like that. These all are considered under open model. Next, native models. The native models are developed by the vendors. They relate and are designed to integrate to features or configuration only relevant to the platform. So that is the about the native models. Next, key components of NETOPEER here, very important. Libnet configuration 2 and system repo configuration and libyang and IETF net configuration. So these are the main components of NETOPEER in order to describe the functionality of the network. So here a library from network configuration communication. It handles network messages over SSH, including all necessary operations like session management and error handling. So here the main purpose of to libnet configuration to just to understand the system management and error handling. So next, system repo. A Yang based data store library is used to store the configuration and state data of network device. It works closely with the NETOPEER to manage configuration as per the Yang module. So this is the second system REPO. And libyang, so library yet another next generation, a library for parsing, printing and validating Yang data modules and their instances. The Yang models describe the structure of the configuration and state data exchanged via network configuration. So this is the third one. The last one, IETG network configuration, that is the stands for the standard YANG module provided by the IETF, defining basic network configuration operations. So these are the main components of network configuration: library network configuration to system REPO, LibYang, and IETG network configuration. These are the components. So YANG module is made up of various components. Like this is just example of structure of YANG. So here just you can type the name. This is the module IETF interfaces. This is nothing but module name, and container. So interfaces container having some list here, leaf, string, rname, description, type enabled, just link down, trap template enable, like the enumeration. And in the second container, this is also just this container. So here these are the from list, which type of data types or data variables it having, just use it to write the program. Just it is name, type, admin status, just open status, list change, if index, physical address, higher layer if, lower layer if, speed, statistics, discontinuity time, and ISO net time. So these are the output just removed part. So this is the basic structure of YANG module. It contains container along with the list. In that just we have different data types, data variables, some variables available to write the program and execute to the IoT device. So this is the YANG module is made up from various components, like in order to various components, nothing but key, leaf, strings, identify, net, boolean, string, identity reference, enumeration, physical address, interface state reference, interface state reference, YANG gauge 64. Like that, we have different various components available in the YANG module. So this is the main structure of YANG. So here the components. So here the components nothing but container, list, key, leaf, and data types. So here contain a collection of information logically grouped, such as container for configuration and one for state. So this is about the container and list. So within a container you can have a list or even multiple lists, such as a list of interfaces. That is about the list. And key. Each item within the list is referenced via key, that is the key. Next, leaf node. Inside our list we have leaves containing our information, and data type. Each leaf is associated against a data type. So these are the some components based on the structure which is displayed in the last slide. Container, list, key, leaf, and data type. Next, NETOPEER client, just individually one by one. Let's see. CLI interface allowing to user to connect to a network configuration enabled device and to obtain and manipulate its configuration data. So that is the first one. And second one, NETOPEER to CLI network configuration client with command line interface build on library network configuration tool. So this is the build on the libnet configuration too. So this is network configuration too. So it is to NETOPEER 2 client serves as generic configuration client, providing a simple interactive command line interface. It allows to user establish a network configuration session with a network configuration enabled device on the network, and to obtain manipulate its information configuration of the data. And NETOPEER is limited to a single network configuration connection at the time via a forward or reverse connecting method. So this is the it is nothing but call method. So here is the list of network configuration capabilities supported by NETOPEER to CLI. So here these are the some capabilities which is supported by NETOPEER 2. So here start with network configuration protocol revision 1.0 and 1.1, that is RFC 6241. It is also known as SSH transfer. SSH transport RFC 6242, the second one. TLS transport, that is RFC 5539 BIS, the third one. and call home, reverse SSH and TLS, that is the fourth one, and event notification. Just you can receive the notification based on the occurring of the events, and access control, that is known as RFC 6536 node, and writable running capability, startup capability, candidate capability, confirmed commit capability, validate capability version 1.1 with defaults capability of RFC 6243, URL capability and XPath capability. So from starting point to ending point, compulsory just we have to maintain these capabilities in order to run the network into the network young module. So that is the some capabilities of capabilities of network configuration, starting with protocol version to XPath capability. So these are the main capabilities supported by NETOPEER to CLI. So next, transport. So here we have so many commands, like the supported transport protocols are detected automatically based on how was libnet to compile. So the unsupported commands are then not available and they are hidden. In this help, this page is cover contain them all the commands. In order to, for every action we have some apply one command. So same here, for help, connect, host name, port name, like that we have different commands. So help display list of commands. Help option is also accepted by all commands to show detailed information about the command. So that is the help. Next, connect. In order to connect to a network configuration server, connect help, just you can type this command like this only. And host name specifies the host name of the network configuration server to connect to. If not specified, the local host is used. Next, port number. So port to connect to the network configuration server, and by default port 830 for SSH or 6513 for TLS transport is used. Next one, use network configuration over the SSH transport. This is the default when both SSH and TLS are enabled. So these are the some commands under the transport. Next, the continue with before slide. So the login username, in order to specify the username, specify the SSH username to connect with, by default the current system user is used. So that is the second one. And use network configuration over TLS transport. Next to certain path, in order to define the specific path here, I use a specific certificate for TLS handshake. Certain path, specify path to the client certificate in CRT format. If the key option is not specified, certain path CRT underscore path, just you can define the path of the network. And key path, so specify the path to the private key for the client certificate in key format. If not specified, certain path is expected to contain also the private key for the client certificate in PEM format. The last but one, trusted CA store.pem, specify path to the trusted CA certificate bundle in PM format to be used exclusively for server verification for this connection instead of the default to CA directory. So these are the some commands to expand. And NETOPEER GUI here. NETOPEER GUI is a web graphical user interface. Just GUI stands for graphical user interface for configuration device based on protocol configuration. For more information, visit the public web section with NETOPEER. This we already know. So here the GUI installation using Vagrant on CentOS 7. So if you don't have the Vagrant, just you can use Vagrant box add CentOS 7 provide virtual box. So clone this repository and run the following commands: cd install vagrant up vagrant ssh sudo.su. So this is the just to copy the path of the code and exit. So next, due to the SC Linux settings, vagrant reload vagrant ssh sudo SU, just you can give the name of NETOPEER GUI, Phaser PHP Composer dot Phaser install, install NO SH service HTTP restart and NETOPEER guide to research. So this is about the how to install the NETOPEER GUI in our system. So that is the second one. The last one, the installation requirements here. All dependencies will be checked during the installation script. So here GitHub, by using the GitHub library net installation. And the second one, requirements, all the dependencies will be checked, and the URL, again URL here will be installed to make install, will be installed to make install here, to install and run the commands, like these are the some commands to go for Apache web directory. This command is used, GitHub cd netopeer.gui, and to build predefined script to go for Apache web directory, to build manually, or for change of some variables, look at the configuration, and installation must be done as root, and check server configuration and repair server. So these are the main points. For this, just we have different commands to do that particular task. So this is the installation process, requirements of install the NETOPEER GUI. So these are the references I used for this lecture. Remaining continue with the next class. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.